Hey, welcome to Viking Preparedness. I am Pastor Joe Fox. So I was just asked the question a couple days ago. Words to the effect of someone that you have poured your heart and soul in, someone whom you have instructed and cajoled and exhorted and whatever words you want to use, encouraged to prepare, does not. And you have obviously taken your own advice to heart, and you have prepared at some sacrifice to yourself. Obviously, no one's made of money. And then an event happens, and this person comes to you, and they want to partake of your preparations because they have done nothing themselves. What do you do? That's the question we're going to look at. Now, a lot of people I have heard say, well, you just share and God will provide. Things like that. Because it sounds like the Christian thing to do, right? Just give it all away and don't worry about it. But here's the deal. I did a sermon recently and I talked about, and this isn't going to be a biblical thing, but you know I come from a biblical perspective in life, right? So in Matthew, I should know this, but I don't right now. I think it's 25. Anyway, the story of the 10 virgins, 5 wise and 5 foolish, and they're waiting on the bridegroom to come. He comes, they wake up, they turn on their lamps, they light their oil lamps, and 5 of them who are foolish don't have any oil, and they turn to the 5 who have oil, and they say, hey, give us some of your oil, because, we're out. And the 5 wise virgins who have oil, cut to the chase there, PJ, they do not share. They say, no, we're not going to give you any in case we run out ourselves. That's in the Bible. They don't share with their sisters. I put it that way. I also put it another way to the people I was talking to. I said, let's say you have 2 families. Here's a family, and you've told them both to prepare. Here's a family that has not prepared. And over here is a family who has prepared. And then an event happens, and the family who did prepare, for whatever reason, their situation becomes untenable, and they show up at your house, and all their supplies have been, it's a hurricane, blown away by the wind, or flooded out, or whatever. Their supplies are gone, and they show up at your house for help with nothing, and the other family, who never had anything because they never stored anything or prepared, they also show up at your house. But you only have enough stuff for one family. Which family gets it? Me, maybe not you. I'm giving it to the family that at least tried to prepare. I figured they tried. I only have supplies for one family, you're getting it. No, I'm not cutting it in half and giving half to each family. Then they're both just going to starve slowly. Right? I'm giving it to the family who prepared. I have considered this over the years deeply, this little moral conundrum. And the way I sleep at night is I tell everybody I care about to prepare. Family members, friends, neighbors, everybody. I tell them all. People are like, oh, you shouldn't tell people, or they'll know you're a prepper and da-da-da-da-da. I'm not worried about that. But I tell everybody I care about to prepare. The people who are closer to me, I give even more specific advice. And here's why. 1, because I care about them and I want them to prepare. The other reason is if they don't listen to me, they didn't listen to me. And I don't feel obligated them to help them out of a situation that they didn't prepare for because really they had other priorities. And the bottom line is they thought other things were more important to do than preparing. Buying new toys, taking trips to Cozumel, or, vacation to San Francisco, or, whatever they want to do, they're spending their money on that instead of beans and rice, which right now are so cheap. I don't understand why you don't have food. I don't understand why you don't have a garden. Why do you not have a garden? Well, when the time comes, we'll garden. No. Ask anybody who really gardens. You're going to have to get your ground prepared now. You're going to have your stuff going. You're going to have to be ready to go. And if you're not gardening now, you won't be able to garden later. So when your supplies run out, you won't have any food. It's also a great way to save money. If you're low on money, garden. A pack of seeds cost, I don't know, $2, $3. You get a whole lot more produce than that when it comes out. You know, one bean produces a whole bean plant that gives you, you know, a whole bowl full of beans. I mean, it's simple. It's simple math. So you should be preparing. And I would encourage you to think about these things now, how you're going to deal with people who show up. What is your answer going to be? Where do you draw the line? Because, you know, people say, well, I'll just keep sharing. Okay, then you're avoiding the mental question. Ask yourself, I have 2 children there, my child and another child. I have 1 spoonful of rice left. Whichever child gets it, lives. Whichever child doesn't, dies. Who gets it? Split it in half, they both die. Who gets it? You can come up from that. It's not a spoonful of rice. It's 10 pounds of rice. It's not 10 pounds of rice. It's a bucket of rice. It's not a bucket of rice. It's a year's supply of rice. Do the math now. Figure out now who you're going to share with. Another way to do it is to say, all right, I'm putting these supplies aside for me. I'm putting these supplies aside for other people. When these other people's supplies are gone, they're gone. Cool. Who are you giving them to? The other people's supplies. Who gets them? You're gonna have to make hard choices. I know, it makes people uncomfortable. It's why most people hate that game Conflicted. I like the game Conflicted. Anyone who does not provide, and especially for his own household, has denied the faith and is worse than an infidel. Get out there and get stuff for your family. All you people in hurricane land who don't have water, first of all, I think you're silly because you have water coming out of your tap, so you're spoiled. And 2, I think you're stupid because you live in hurricane land and you haven't prepared. And you could have. You could have cases of water underneath every bed in your house, but you don't. And now you wonder why there's no water and you don't know what you're going to do. Same thing with people saying, I'm going to go buy a generator. Why didn't you already have it? You're going to go buy it now when the prices get jacked up 20, 50%, 100%, and there might not even be one? Use your head. Be prepared. Don't think you're going to depend on the niceness of others, because that ain't going to be there when it's a real deal. And when it's a real event, when it's a real huge event, nobody's coming to help you. It'll be too big. They won't be able to come help you. There will be no federal aid. There will be no National Guard trucks to come get you or feed you or give you water or medicine or whatever. You've got to start taking care of yourself now. And if you're not in the zone of the hurricane, awesome. What are you doing to prepare for whatever else could come? Use this. Use the misery that you observe in others to get yourself and your household ready. And do not depend on other people to square you away, because I'm telling you, they're not gonna. There. All right. Go get prepared. Go buy some beans and rice today. Go buy some water containers. You don't need to buy water. Go buy some water containers. Start thinking about a fall garden. Get on the internet and look up what you can plant for a fall garden in your area and go do it. You know all those teenagers you have that sit around, they come home from school and they just get on their cell phones or their computer and you don't see them till supper time, and then they're gone after supper time. You know, those little humans that live in your house? Make them help you with the garden. Teach them a valuable skill. All right. Why am I so angry? I need more coffee. All right. Hey, do the best you can with what you got while you're out, where you're at. And check this out. Don't use do the best you can as an excuse not to do all that you can. You can do more than you think you can. Your best is better than you think. All right. I'll see you out there.